So I think it's about time that we're going to start heading more downwind now. We're just about 47 miles from Clarion Island, which is the waypoint for turning. I think we're close enough now and the trades are established enough that we can start our trip south. The next waypoint is 10-120, which is ideally where we want to start crossing the doldrums. There's a current that's going to be pushing us further west. And if you wind up going too far west, when you cross, you'll wind up actually beating into the southeast trades, which you don't want to do. You want to get across as soon as possible, really, in order to make have it behind you, the trade wind set down south. But I'm going to head a little further west for the time being, because the winds are light. We're seeing about 10 knots true. So next few days, I'm going to make the angle a little bit hotter, because if I head dead downwind, it's obviously lower apparent wind. But if I hotten my angle a little bit, I'll hopefully keep the sails full, and then it's supposed to fill into 17, 18. Then I'll run dead down to 10-120. So I'm making a course change probably of about 15, 20 degrees. But I have to change my sails, so I'm going to go to pulled out Genoa and a Spinnaker, because we don't have our code 0 right now, and probably drop the main. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up for that now. Well, that took me way longer to rig than it should have. Because I'm out of practice. We haven't really sailed all that much in the last 2-3 months. It's been all boat prep. I'm a little sick too, so I'm not thinking fully clear, but she's up. You. So Ben just radioed us. He's having a lot of issues with chafe on where the Spinnaker halyard or code 0 halyard just exits the mast up top. So that's not good. I just took the binoculars out to double check ours. His are relatively new runs. Ours are not. We've sailed a lot of miles with these halyards run the way they are, but I got the binoculars out just to make sure I didn't see any damage occurring, because if you drop a sail in the water, it could be catastrophic.
Yeah.
It goes right in front of the boat, it runs it over, damages sails.
Yeah, and we did check all this stuff before we left, but just once we got that radio call, we're like...
I think managing chafe's a big part of sailing 5 days straight, right? It's a series of day sails theoretically, but you're also putting, you know, what is an average person's summer of use on their boat, we're doing in 5 days probably. You know, like that's 100 hours. The boat's been in use for 100 hours. That'd be a good use of an average person's boat over a summer. So you got to keep an eye on your lines and shape and stuff like that.
It's an absolutely beautiful day today.
Pretty nice.
We're entering day 5.
Yep, this is our 5th day we're starting.
And
I'm like that kind of pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast this stuff goes.
But yeah, it's a beautiful day. Bill and I both slept great on our off watches last night. And we're flying the Spinnaker right now, which is awesome. The motion is amazing. The wave state has really calmed down here on day 5, which is what we were expecting and hoping for. So that's great. We pulled out the code 0 yesterday, and the rip is too big for us to fix.
Yeah.
So
it's also at a structural point. So this is the leech tape, which is like the aft end of the sail. This is the structure for the sail. Like the nylon isn't necessarily strong. This is what's supporting the whole thing, and it just split probably 45, 50 feet. So it'd be a huge task to try to fix that. Also, you can't just tape up here. Like that's not going to be strong enough. In some places, it actually pulled out of the tape. Like you can see here, like the sail is supposed to be sewn in here, and it's just gone. So you can't just tape that expecting it to work. So
I mean, the good thing is that we have the staysail and the Spinnaker.
So we have other tools in our arsenal. It won't be as easy. The code 0 is a very good passage sail, being on a furler. So when squalls pop up at nighttime, you can't wrap it. So it's not ideal. It'd be nice to have that sail, but we could still keep the boat moving with our sail plans that we have, which is why it's good to have multiple sails. It's redundancy for this kind of case.
Yeah.
We might be able to have it recut, or we might be able to take like a sewing machine on shore when we get in, just to like have use of it through the 2 motos and stuff like that. But I think ultimately it's 4.5 years old, and it's been up for hundreds of hours, and it's nylon. It's not Dacron, so it's not as UV resistant. So even though we covered it every time we weren't using it, it still had been flying for hundreds of hours. We're gonna get a new one sent in somehow, some way. We're gonna work with Precision again. We already spoke to them, so that's awesome. We always love their support. Great guys over there.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can get to Tahiti, but we'll figure that out. It would have been a lot easier if we had done this if I had thought of this, 2 months ago. But
yeah, but we never would have pulled the trigger on getting a new sail.
No, yeah, exactly.
You can't really tell by looking at it.
No, I mean, I guess when I started looking at it carefully, it was like, oh, the white is also like, that's come out somewhere too. The white's the other tape, the luff, so it's a little aged, but
it doesn't look terrible.
No, it doesn't look terrible, but whatever. I mean, we have the cable, so that's good. Like, the hard part is we just need the sail, which isn't, it's not as big as the Spinnaker, so it's not like crazy expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we have all the hardware, the furlers, like we have the expensive stuff for it, so that's life. We'll get through it. Seven knots and 13 true, 7 over the deck. So we're basically moving at about apparent wind speed. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah. We're both editing. So common here right now.
I just took a lunch break. It's unbelievably gorgeous outside. I was just saying to Bill, like, if it could be like this all the time, I'd never ever get off the boat.
But then everyone wouldn't be sailing, so no adventures without the challenges.
Just like the waves here. Come up and see. We have to show someone this. The waves have really flattened out now.
And the water's so blue.
The water is so blue. The air is so crystal clear.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We were just chatting to our group chat about starting fishing soon. We can't fish technically because we're within there's a massive nature reserve around San Benedicto and Clarion Island and all that. But we'll be leaving that shortly. We can put lines back in the water. It's a no-take zone. But yeah, it's a beautiful day out.
This is so gorgeous. I can't believe we're going 7 knots. I don't even feel any motion.
Yeah, Grace, like we slowed down. I was like, no, the wave just went away. The boat's still going at 6-7 knots. Crazy. This is what they call champagne sailing. I'm sure it won't last, but enjoy the moment while we got it.
quiet down here. It's crazy.
Chill.
We're on day 6. Are we on day 6 now?
Day 5?
I feel like day 5 was yesterday.
Monday, yeah, I guess starting day 6.
Yeah, day 6. We're starting day 6 in 2-3 hours from now. I wanted to come down below this morning and show you guys how quiet our boat is. We hear a lot from other sailors that their boats are pretty noisy in different ways, and one thing Calico is not is noisy. That's the sound of the fan in the background.
Chilling.
You can hear it's a little louder out here, but it is pretty
peaceful.
peaceful.
A little bit of autopilot whirling.
The boat is louder when it's not like this, but
Yeah.
generally she swallows sound pretty well, which is really nice because it can get really irritating over time. But other thing I wanted to tell you guys is that Bill and I were just talking about how this is what we would call champagne sailing. We've heard this term. This term's been thrown around for years, and we have yet to actually experience it. But to us, this is what we would call champagne sailing. It's just very flat seas. I mean, they're actually probably
4 or 5 feet.
4 or 5 feet, but they're really spaced out. There's no current. It's so calm and beautiful, and it's the perfect temperature. I'm still in my little blueberry pajamas right now, but because it does get kind of cool at night. But during the day, it warms up, and at least this is how it was yesterday, and it kind of seems like today is going to be the same.
I guess the definition would be like the boat's moving well. We're averaging like 5.4, 5.7. We're not like crushing speeds because we're only seeing 7 knots per hour. So how fast are you going to be going? We've had a kite up for, I guess, 24 to 36 hours now straight, which is cool.
Yeah, we've been almost moving at wind speed.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, close to apparent wind speed. The truth obviously is a little higher, but apparent wind speed we're keeping pretty close to. Yeah, it's been nice. Slept like a baby last night. I think we've both been sleeping really well the last couple days.
Yeah.
I'm sure it won't last forever, so I'm just trying to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
I've been around long enough to know it's going to change on a dime when it does change.
Just want to show everybody the Spinnaker doing its thing. The forecast does have it like this for at least another 2 days, right, babe?
Yeah, day and a half maybe now.
Another day and a half, so I should really shower, actually, is what I should do while it's calm. Well, I'm gonna take that shower now. It's beautifully calm still and nice and hot and sunny, but even so, I'm treating myself to warm water. Put on that water heater just for a few minutes to get it kind of Luke-ish warm. And yeah, it's always really refreshing showering offshore, and sometimes it's easier than others, so I'm actually looking forward to this.
And logistically, our solar has been absolutely crushing at this trip so far. I don't know if it's like the little bit cooler of air, but we're making like 7 or 8 kilowatts a day. So we've been making water, we've been making ice, and Grace can run a hot water heater, and our solar is still keeping up. We haven't run a generator, which historically we've had to do every day offshore. But even with the autopilot running 24/7, we're still keeping charged, which is pretty cool. So middle of nowhere, and Grace is about to go take a nice hot shower. Pretty weird. It was a weird thing to do. If you want to have showers, you got to make water. That's what I'm working on right now. We try to run the water maker every day, just in case something happens to power or water making ability. So always have the full tank, which is about 70 gallons. There we go, 35 gallons per hour. 40, I'm done 35 though. Then I check the TDS. Still is. 1,000. 900. 600. I'm gonna have below 500 as a goal. Coming down. There we go. Put into tanks. There's the water maker loads. That's the solar coming in. It's a little shaded right now, but still putting at 800 watts. We're down 76 for the day so far. But that's pretty good.
Is that bird coming after you?
I hope not. These damn boobies. I'm not gonna war up the boobies.
I see him out there.
One shit all over Peter. Like he was talking to him on the solar panel, like right in his face.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, that's it, Linus.
The bird like went all attacked the crap out of our solar panel. Like it was covered in bird poo. And it's hard to get here out sea, so I poked one off of a boat hook yesterday. He was not happy with me last night.
Oh. I just saw him go in the water.
What?
I just saw him go in the water.
Sorry, buddy.
Bill's just babbling at Booby. I thought I heard him earlier too.
Hey.
Is he back?
No.
Did he come back?
What?
Did he come back?
Another one was trying to land in the masthead.
Oh no.
That was quite an aggressive bird.
That was a very aggressive bird. I didn't get it all on film.
I was like poking him, I just like shoved him overboard. So we also have the wind gen too, which would just like name the bird.
Yeah. You know what I'm just thinking of right now? Do you want to explain to people what you were just telling me about the new thing that the Predict Wind Data Hub does?
Yeah, so we were sent the Predict Wind Data Hub. I guess it was over the summer. We installed it because we were looking for a way to maintain our tracking page without having Iridium go on. So basically the Data Hub allows you to send your tracking via Starlink to our Predict Wind page. But I was chatting with Peter yesterday. He's younger than me, better at computers, and apparently there was like an update to the Data Hub, which I downloaded yesterday. And what it does is it actually uses AI to create polars for your boat. So polars being like what boat speed will be at a given angle to the wind and given wind speed.
Like for your specific boat?
For our specific boat. So before you had to go for a test sail and like put on a beam reach, put it in a close haul, and like kind of make the thing track it. But right now it's just logging all our data as we sail, and AI is generating what we will do in certain conditions. So it's basically just, and that feeds right into the routing software we're using. So it doesn't just like, and it's on its own, you have this piece of paper with your polars. It actually feeds into the routing program we're using to give you better accuracy on our weather routes. So that's pretty cool. I have it populating. It's just watching our data as we go, and then uploading to the server and giving us calculations. And that will get tighter as it goes. Peter said he's doing it for 5 days now, and it's getting tighter and tighter and more matching what his boat's actually doing. So that's a really cool piece of technology. Like, that's a good use of AI.
What happened?
Tack line blew up.
Why?
I don't know.
Shit. Bill just grabbed a spare block. We're gonna try that. See if we can get the line through. This will probably be better anyway.
Right here. Weird, eh?
I don't give me a warm fuzzy feeling.
I'm gonna check the halyard before we re-raise it.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot worse.
Yeah. And again.
gonna drop it down, make sure the halyard's not chafing. That's weird that we blew that up. That's a new one. It's okay though. Might just be grease.
Where is it?
It's grease or something. This is the top though. This cover slid off a little bit. Dynama's fine.
Really unbalanced now.
Yeah. Go back up.
They say that cruising or sailing is 99% boredom and 1% total chaos. This is such a good example. We were both, well, Bill was up here, but I was down below, and then went from peace to
Mayhem.
minor mayhem. I don't know.
Better than a night.
And Bill was just saying maybe this line is getting kind of old,
Yeah, I don't know.
because we've never had this happen before.
It's weird because like it's a perfect fair lead coming out of the. I think it broke right where the exit the pole, but it's like it's meant to do that. Like it's a fair lead for that. I just put on a swivel block now, so I took out there's a little plastic that locks the blocks like a swivel, whatever direction. Maybe that'll be better.